Hi guys, welcome to Robin Hood Diaries. Today, hope you're doing well. I'm here. You're here too. Um, so tonight is not only going to be like a stroll down memory lane for me a bit, but it's also, I think, maybe of interest to horror fans and horror movie buffs. We're talking about the movie Halloween. This is really kind of like the crux of the whole show, so let's just go there. Halloween, the movie. Now, I also blurbed Nightmare on Elm Street only because, yes, same block, same houses. I mean, like, letter for letter. Just look. It's just a jumble of the same house for both movies, but years apart, right? I mean, considerably speaking, Halloween was 78, I think. Anyway. So here's Halloween, shot, where shot, when, how, me seeing it and what. I basically grew up, the epicenter was Sunset Boulevard and Fairfax. So I don't know how to describe that to people, non-Angelinos, but it is what it is. It's just kind of like way up until it hits like the foothills and it just splits the city. So Sunset and Fairfax, right? So Sunset Fairfax, I lived here, then here, then here. Two of those streets were where they shot scenes, exteriors, interiors of one of them, of homes in the movie Halloween and subsequently in Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street, it was just sort of kind of featured. As we all know, Halloween goes all over a friggin' neighborhood. I mean, in our eyes, in the film, it's all through this neighborhood. Well, it was, and I lived there while they were shooting it, and I didn't know. So, what is now called Heritage Square? The conservationists got on board, like the last hayride out of town, and started saving stuff in LA, and they actually have named that district, that very small few blocks that I grew up in, as Heritage Square. Now it's worth quadrillions. This was not the case back then. In the mid-70s, the houses were the houses, but they weren't seen as capital. It is what they refer to as Americana. So the homes in those areas are post-war? Don't quote me on that. But anyway, very Americana. You've seen the movie. I don't need to tell you. It looks like a slice of America. It could be anywhere. Like middle to upper class anywhere, but nevertheless. So there's Sunset, Fairfax, Orange Grove, and Genesee. Okay, so there's the hills. Here's Sunset Boulevard, not a busy part. We're not talking Sunset Strip, and then Fairfax dividing it. Orange Grove is the street that runs right along there from that foothill at the top of Fairfax down past Sunset. That's Orange Grove Avenue. That's where I grew up there, essentially from 12 forward. It was my house, but whatever. That's another show and another 1,000 shows. So Orange Grove is where the Halloween house was, and it was only a block up for me. So I'm here on Orange Grove, then there's another block, then there's the next block is the Halloween house row. But over on Genesee, where I lived before Orange Grove, was also Halloween houses. So at this time, slasher movies were not mainstreamed. Any movie buff or anyone that watches YouTube, can tell the difference between a cheeseball 70s slasher movie, which, I don't know, it's like I Spit on Your Grave and all these like schlocky nothing movies. Slasher movies. Then came Halloween, and then came Friday the 13th and then Nightmare, but that wasn't really a slasher movie. Slasher movies there's a slasher. By and large, there's a slasher amongst us. Okay, so first time mainstream, big money making slasher movie. So it was like okay to go to a regular movie, not, my dad would take me to see The Godfather at 4, and he did, because he didn't have a concept of, oh my God, maybe he shouldn't be seeing this. Nevertheless, we've got Halloween, right? Okay, so it hasn't come out yet. And I'm in and around that area you guys, I don't know, from 75 to 79. Those 4 or 5 years, I'm in and around those 3 to 4 blocks or less that they shot Halloween. So I'm on Genesee, which is the street over first from Orange Grove, the Halloween street. But when I'm on, and this is all in the midst of moving from Genesee to Orange Grove, the two homes I'm talking about within those Halloween blocks. So we're living on Orange Grove, we're renting that house. We ended up turning it over to family and buying the Orange Grove house, literally like a block away, scarcely a block away. And there's all this shooting going on. Now I can't go frame by frame, but there is in and amongst this Halloween neighborhood of these actual 3 to 4 blocks, there's a big fat ass one on the corner. It's white, it's oldish looking wood, and it's a big white one. It's on the corner. I don't know where in the film it is, but it's one of the big houses. Now that on Genesee was really the only Halloween house, and it was right across the street from me. So there was a shooting going on, and I'm used to that. Hey, when we moved to Orange Grove, they rented our house to shoot, only for a day. But again, those homes in that area, which became Heritage Square, were capital for the film industry. You rent them out, you got all you want. You can rebuild, I mean, you can rebuild it, but you can give it a facade. You can't make that house. What if you want to go in and shoot in there? They did on that fat house one across from me on Genesee. They were doing interiors on that one also. What were there, like 4 homes, centered around this or whatever, or the slasher centers around the 4 homes.